Welcome to 2Cents FC. I'm your host, Amobi Okugo, back again with my guy, L. Each week, we'll be talking with individuals from around the soccer world, learning about their stories and getting their unfiltered thoughts and opinions. This week, we'll be talking with artist, community leader, and director of musical experience for St. Louis City SC, Muhammed Mvstermind Austin. We're going to be getting to know all about Mvstermind, talking about his career and learning about more about what he's doing in the city of St. Louis. Mvstermind, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling big blessed, man. I'm feeling blessed and blessed to be on the show. Fellas, y'all doing good?
Yeah,
Nah,
chilling. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Absolutely.
So first things first, L, what you got for us?
All right, first thing we like to do, 2 truths in a cap. So if you're not familiar with the show, this is a quick icebreaker game that we play where we'll ask our guest, Mvstermind, 3 facts about him. He'll tell us 3 facts about himself. 2 will be true, 1 will be a lie. And Amobi and I have to guess what the lie is. So pretty lost on the score. I think we 4-1 right now.
Yeah,
we'll just
4-1.
Let's say 4-1. So I got some catching up to do. So whenever you're ready, Mvstermind, kick it off.
2 truths in a cap. All right. So I have a 3-year-old son. My great-grandfather was one of the first individuals to build the St. Louis Arch. And I have my own custom designed shoe. Those are my 3.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. One of those is the cap.
Nah, this is a good one. I didn't see none of this in my research, so.
You see, he is a creative, so I can see the shoe.
We need the Jeopardy music.
He has a clothing brand too.
Yeah. He's St. Louis through and through, so he could have ties to the art. I feel like you don't cap about having a kid, do you? So it's
he may have a son. He just may not be 3 though. He may be like 2, maybe 4,
yeah.
maybe. You know what I mean? I think that's the throw off. So I'm gonna say 3-year-old son is the cap.
Yeah,
I think you may have a son, but he might not be 3.
I'm gonna rock with you on this one, L. Yeah. That's the cap.
Yeah. That's the cap. Y'all gonna have to take that L, man. Yeah. So the actual cap. The actual cap is my great grandfather did not build the St. Louis Arch. I mean, not that I know of. I just, I be throwing that around sometimes like a joke, and people be like, they're like, wait, seriously? And I'm like, wait, let me stop joking so much. But yeah, I got a 3-year-old son. His name is Moon. He is such a big ball of energy and spirit, and brings so much to my life. Big reason of why I move the way that I move. Special little dude. And back in 2019, we had our own shoe with Dr. Shows, and custom design shoe.
Okay.
It debuted. It dropped on Amazon. Debuted at Zappos headquarters. It was nice, beautiful, big deal at Kohl's and all of that jazz.
Dope.
That's real dope. That's real dope. That's probably one of our best 2 truths in a cap in a while.
Sure.
With that being said, let's get into it. When did you fall in love with soccer?
We can take it back to matter of fact, I'm gonna date it and place it. So growing up living in St. Louis, it's quite the city, right? So when I was young, my brother-in-laws, they made sure that I got out of the city and took me down to Atlanta frequently. That's when I first got hip to soccer culture, because all of my brother-in-laws, all of the cousins, everybody played. Every weekend we would go play, whether if it was a small scrimmage or a full match. You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
so being a part of that community and us going out there, like I can't even say every weekend, because that summer, like, that was pretty much every day, man. So it's like I got thrown into the ring with like the players, like the folks who played on teams and actually played. And like for us, it was a bonding activity for like, for the men to get together, and just work with one another, man. And so I could have been about 13, 14, but that's when I got my real taste of it. And I spent a lot of time out there, man. And eventually it did turn into me like, um, I'd be sitting back, making beats and everything while everybody's scrimmaging and all that jazz, man. So, but yeah, yeah.
So real quick, so you talk about your brother-in-law's putting you on game as it pertains to Atlanta. So did you bring that like love for soccer back to St. Louis, or were you like looking to find it back in St. Louis? How did that um, synergy happen?
Absolutely, man. I feel like in reality that synergy kind of stayed there. Um, like more from the standpoint of like having a respect for the sport and what it does, and
Mm-hmm.
like the special community that it holds, because like still to this day, when my brother-in-laws came into town this past year, it on Saturday I think they went somewhere out in St. Louis religiously. You know what I'm saying? They found them a spot and they went to go play. And so that element is it's always there. More so when St. Louis ended up having this team, well, when it first piqued interest that we were actually even going to have the sport, it's always been on my radar, and I just been chiming in. I just been watching the story move and progress, and seeing how city moved. Uh, let alone did like it gave me that much more hope for like the actual love of the sport that I have. But it's actual interactions with the community here, and also how our musical community can be intertwined to tell that story of people and culture. That's that's what has me sitting right here.
No, I love that. And can you talk
Mm.
about your background a little bit? And I feel like you're a man of many talents. Got the music, got the creativity, obviously got the soccer now. But how did it all come together growing up?
Yeah, man. Grew up on the north side of St. Louis. Uh, I'm from a family of creatives. My mother's a fashion designer, and my dad managed my mother, and he was also a music producer himself. So her fashion shows would be produced by his music, and like he would utilize the music to
Oh,
really like orchestrate the feeling and the energy of the show, and like
right.
maestroing those moments. So growing up, we traveled across the country, seeing that happen. Young black family of creatives, and that's what I grew up seeing in my city. And that's the village that I come from. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so music was always there for me. Like around the age of 12 is when I first got like FL Studio. I don't know if y'all familiar, but the infamous Fruity Loops. Y'all
Yeah.
hip? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fruity Loops, man. My pops brought home the FL Studio demo version when I was young, and I just stayed at it. Like I was definitely about 12 years
Mm-hmm.
old, and even at that time, I didn't know how much business savvy I was as well. Like I was like 13, 14, and I had artists underneath me who I like technically managed. I don't know. It was pretty nuts. So just to fast forward and seeing how things grow, man, it was deep. I ended up starting writing like actual music as a rapper, and like finding my identity, my voice, my story, like more around the age of
Yeah.
16. And music is it's a personal thing for me, man. Like when it comes to my art, I am an artist. I make music first and foremost for me, very
Mm-hmm.
selfishly. And in return, it ends up being music that is music for self. It just so happens to be that it's a billion people in this world who need something for self. So it's like that's what people get from me. They get every ounce of my intentions. They get every ounce of my struggles, my strengths, my dreams, my it's yeah. So I've been charting my life out with that, with just telling my story. It's a spiritual guide for me, man. And it also served as the master key for me, right? So music put me into the
Mm-hmm.
standpoint to where I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and so it's not necessarily a city to where people would say, "Hey, man, there's a really big industry. You can just come move here and you're set for life." We had
No.
we had to pay that ourselves. So many people have been told me like, "Yo, you need to go. You need to leave, sir." No, so many people was like, "Yo, you gotta go, man. Like this isn't going to ever allow you to get your worth." And I just
No.
always I don't know. I'm a man who moves different, and I got full firm
Okay.
faith in myself and what I can do, and that in itself makes me a stronger member of community, just with like the full faith of who I believe that I am. Um, Throughout that time, it magnetized a lot of other individuals to be on the same wavelength, and so that took the journey from me being an independent artist with dreams, and it turns into like me being the head of a collective called MME, a band of brothers out here touring the country, doing shows with Currency and Travis Scott, Chance the Rapper, young hungry dudes. Like we didn't have a manager, we was pretending like we had a manager, like that kind of energy. And the standpoint of that was that I had to take like a real deep bath in being a musician to really understand of like in order to really make this work and to really withstand the journey of being an artist, you have to have your business hat on. You have to fully understand the world that you are scaling. And so that's where the multiple hats began to surface. And I began to really learn a lot about business, and I began to no longer dread business, but treat business like the art that it is, and enjoy it. And so that's why an independent artist like me who doesn't have 10 million followers or 10 million streams, we can have the ability to have our own shoes, or we can have the ability to cultivate the culture that we have, the experience that we also know how to put in, and the business acumen to be respectable business partners with someone like City. So that's a nice full long gist of who I am, what I do, what I and what I do it for, and
No, that's
how we
amazing.
got here.
And I'm sure we're gonna get into that because definitely a lot to unpack. This is like kind of a first of its kind. Your
Yeah,
role
yeah,
with
for
St.
sure.
Louis, but talk about the music scene in St. Louis. For St. Louis uh, soccer club to have the foresight, they have to understand the music scene. But for someone like me, I know Nelly, I know Murphy Lee, I know Chingy, but talk about the music scene in St. Louis. Who's coming up? Who does Mastermind think um, is who got next?
Absolute, yeah, yeah.
Besides yourself, of course.
Indeed, man. And shout out to those folks who you mentioned. Those are the real true OGs who have paved the way in so many different ways. Sincerely. And right now St. Louis is it's in the midst of a real big renaissance, man. Because what happens is that when you are in a city that doesn't have quote unquote all of the resources at your and luxuries at your fingertips, you develop people who got a different type of heart, different type of hustle, a different type of spirit, and who are going to make something happen regardless if they have quote unquote nothing. And so it's pretty deep because it's like you get a chance to watch people just like summon their own destiny, and you see the hunger out of
Mm-hmm.
folks. Like it's this one dude here named Sir Eddie C, phenomenally talented artist. Been watching him craft his own trajectory, but I also been watching him I've been watching him watch people, watching the sidelines. I've been watching people who have a little interest, and then I've been watching him strategically just be like, you have no other choice but to know what I do. And that's the kind of energy that's happening in St. Louis right now. It's like these artists are getting creative. These artists are just letting their heart and spirit guide of like how we can reach people and how people and like how their aura is going to be left in their mind, man. It's it's a hungry time right now, and it looks good. It looks good.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of hungry, St. Louis is doing well. Shout out to Coach Hack. Shout
Yes,
out to
sir.
Akil. Shout out to Joseph Yarrow. You guys are doing well, and it makes the upcoming season exciting for when you guys do make the jump to MLS. But your role, how did it come about? Because, like we said before, there's nothing like it that's come about, and it shows that you guys are forward thinking. But definitely
Hmm.
would love to get into the nitty and gritty of how did it come about.
Indeed, man. The big nitty and gritty of it is that within the MLS and within the sporting industry, there have been there's a new shift that is happening to where the sports worlds are relying on the expertise of culture to like champion particular areas and departments for these franchises. And so um, that always piqued my interest, man. I think one of the biggest people who piqued my interest before this position was visualized into reality and worked inside of the actual franchise was Big Sean's position with the Detroit Pistons as
Facts.
director, creative director of innovation.
We're,
Are
we're
y'all
going with
familiar?
that, but basically
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
involved. Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
involved, and
We tapped in.
oh yeah, man, it was fascinating to see that role and fascinating to see what he did and how his value of being like a Detroit community member and representative held within that franchise and how it was respected, you know, seeing different things like that and how important that music is to any game day period and how important music is to the athletes most importantly because those the ones who we need motivated to win the games or to bounce back whatever that it may be. So with that type of shift happening, man, this was a situation to where that I spent some time and I zeroed in and I did some studying. I did some studying in all these different areas, and I presented what was the initial piece over to SC, and together we flushed it out and created this position of director of musical experience, and it's going to create a shift. People are going to see how imperative and how necessary it is to be intentional about the. I mean, honestly, to be intentional about your stadium's heartbeat. Like, if we just put it to those type of standpoints, music is it. You there's a song. I guarantee there's a song for every action that we do in our day and day life. Whether you're like, yo, I'm about to go take a shower. Yo, I'm about to go for a run. I'm about to go. Music is a part of our day to day soundtrack. So when we use that intentively, um, for game day and outside of game day, we create the atmosphere. Most importantly, that is going to prime our athletes to be in that zone and deliver. So
Tell us about
yeah.
what that role entails. Like, talk us through the day to day.
Yeah. So what is happening is that we're new. So without any games played yet, without uh, people already having a taste of who we are, what I'm doing right now is actually defining that. What I'm doing is communicating through our community, communicating uh, through the franchise so that we can actually create our musical identity, our musical opinion, and let it reign supreme. So, like, I'm currently doing this really cool interactive workshop that's going to involve some of the public in St. Louis, so that, let alone do we have like a fine-tuned musical strategy, but we're called city, so it's going to be a representation of the actual people. I want to make sure that as we put together like this musical strategy, we have bits and pieces that is directly influenced from the city, from our peoples, uh, to put together the bigger picture. But what that can entail is that very key and specific programming um, before game day. Um, the, Also curation of what can be halftime, after the game, the different plazas throughout the venue in itself, and then we're the type of stadium that's going to be open outside of match day as well. So it's like we want that musical experience to be represented um, on match day and outside, and also digitally. So those are all of the things that we're running through, and we're looking to create like a real true identity, or a real fingerprint with this.
Yeah, for sure. You touched on, you know, the importance of like not only the St. Louis forefathers in terms of music, but also the new scene that's coming up. How important was it for a city to like really tap in and embrace with that local sound, both inside and outside of the stadium?
It's huge, man. Because for one, it shows how that they're in tune, and that they're connected with what's happening, and what's what's currently making St. Louis hit that shift. And it's like, I don't know, for not too many people would have the what ends up happening in situations like this. For most people, they believe that like it would just go straight towards like the, I guess, primarily the only areas that you may have heard, to whether it's not like, yo, how come they didn't have Nelly as the what's going on, man, type of energy. But this is the situation to where that it's St. Louis tapping in directly with the individuals who are creating the Renaissance, and that's something that I've been watching City do all across this board. So you got a soccer sports franchise who is intentional about really embedding and connecting with the culture that is here, and allowing the story to be told as one cohesive unit, man. So that's what's happening, and it's different.
Okay, well, I'm excited about that. So, what are
Yeah.
some things that you have in store that you could share for the city match day experience
Whew. What I can
that you can
share.
share? I don't want you to, yeah, I don't want you to give all your
Right.
all your secrets away.
I mean, so what I can share is that there will be intensive show programming that will be happening before and after match day. Our goal is to make that area. It's just to make this such a confluence of an area when it comes to people coming to the stadium, whether they are season ticket holders or not. We want to have the ability to where the city can flow in and out of this stadium, and so it's a lot of special musical moments that are going to happen, and best believe that it's going to be done with innovation. Um, my hindsight is that I don't know, a performance is a mic and a band. Um, the difference is that how we plan on programming and how we plan on storytelling is that we plan on really creating experiences. So like that's about the most that I can say, but it's going to be above the norm to, than your typical performance and things of that nature. Just experience type of mode. want people to leave inspired, want people to
Okay, for
leave
sure.
motivated, want people to leave with their blood pumping energy in a zone.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to experiencing that. Like, we definitely gonna try and be out there for that first game for
Oh
sure.
yes, sir, man.
Yeah, you talked about who's next out of the Lou, that kind of thing. And this opportunity that you have is also a potential springboard for local artists. So who are some St. Louis artists, whether it be hip hop, whether it be other genres, that you're looking forward to shining a light on through this experience?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's so many artists, man. You got Cairo Kano, you got the Domino Effect, you got Loop Rat, you got Lonnie Rose, you got we want to bring in folks like Smino, that back to the city, man.
Yeah,
It's a
shout
it's
out
an
to Smino.
influx of talent that is running through here, and a wide range of genres too. Like first and foremost, it's like no matter what, like when news headlines read that city signs hip hop artists, everyone's like, are they only gonna play hip hop? Like, what's going on? And it's like
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Right.
what I'm primarily focused on is that the energy and feel. You know what I'm saying? And one thing we know about energy and feel, it's wide range. It's all over the place. And for me, hip hop taught me that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hip hop is one of the only genres to where you can be inclusive of every genre. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you sampling some blues and some jazz, and then you throwing it over X, Y, and Z. It's a cultivation. It's a mixing pot, and so that's the type of experience that we plan on putting together. All based upon energy, feel.
No, I
For
like that a
sure.
lot. I think that's you touched on a lot of different things. You talk about the renaissance that's happening, but also kind of a testament to the history of St. Louis. And
Absolutely.
from a soccer standpoint, St. Louis does have a lot of history. Scott Gallagher being a big club, a lot of talent that's come out of St. Louis. The St. Louis College that won a couple not a couple, they won quite a few national titles. So soccer has a rich soccer history in St. Louis. But talk about what needs to happen to bring the black community closer to the game when it comes to St. Louis.
Absolute, man. We need to be able to see ourselves in the midst of it. Representation is the biggest thing, because
Mm-hmm.
when my 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 brother-in-laws, who are all from they were all from Atlanta, but also in Indianapolis. But for me, that was the first time, and on this field was a family. This is 30, 40 black people. It was my first time seeing this and knowing that this international sport, it's always been for us. It's always been for humanity, point blank period. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I look forward to seeing happen in St. Louis, and watching that trickle down effect. Um, because like in in some of our city schools, we have some great programs, man. Like I remember, yeah, like there were some phenomenal teams, but what ends up happening, I think, like in maybe this is kind of all across the country, but I know in St. Louis, once you get to a certain point in soccer, like you gotta pay a nice amount of grip in regards to other sports. So like a lot of athletes, like they
Yeah.
were interested in soccer at one point in time, like coming from our communities, but sometimes when it hit towards that price and football, all your gear might be paid and things of that nature, you got to make that decision that, hey, you can't play both. Matter of fact, you
Mm-hmm.
just got to play just this one. And so I look forward to that shift changing, and looking forward to that being cultivated. City, we've been on it. It's been great seeing all of the different soccer clinics that's popping up. They're free. They're free. They're in the
That's a big one.
communities.
That's a big one.
They intentively tie in with members of the community, and allow that representation to be shown. Cause it's yeah, it's I don't know. To me, it's a big reminder that it's a wide open metaphorical playing field for all of us out here when it comes to this sport, whether that's on the actual pitch or whether that's outside the pitch, like the very platform that 2 Cents is. So yeah.
Oh, thanks for the love right there. And what are some
Absolutely.
ways that you're excited to use your platform to grow soccer in the community? I think you're in a unique position to be at the crutch of both culture, but also on field experience as well. So I'm really excited to see where y'all take it. Obviously when the season comes to life.
Absolute, man. Really, it's the very things that we plan on doing and plan on executing. Uh, those are gonna be our tangible moments to be able to create change, to
Mm-hmm.
create representation, to create such an inspiring environment that someone else maps out their life and charts themselves wherever that they want to be in the midst of this new field of opportunity. Again, whether that's they navigated themselves straight onto the field or they navigated themselves and somehow they ended up a part of the director of musical experience team because the team has now grown after 10 years and it's a it's
Yeah.
it's a world that is open for people to grow and just to have and to have a place. So that's the speed. That's what I'm looking forward to do. And yeah,
No,
All
most
right, so
definitely.
let's jump into some fun stuff. Some rapid fire questions for you. First one: what is one interesting fact about yourself that most people wouldn't know?
I mean, uh, I'm a husband of 4 years, of 5 years. I'm a husband and a
Get that
father.
right, man.
Right? I was like, one. Yeah. You know,
So
uh, family is very important to me. It's the number. It's I can't even say it's the number one thing in my life. I don't even think I put a numerical value to it. Like that. That's my existence. That's what I wake for. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I move for. That's how I do what I do. Yeah, that's something people may not know. In the midst of balancing a lot of different things, that's the biggest thing that gives me the strength to even want to attempt to balance things, because I know what I want in my life and I know what gives my life that energy no matter what. So yeah.
For sure, for sure. Family is definitely important. Um, so in a way, you being an artist, but also curating a match day sound, also having played, growing up, what's on your pre-match playlist? So you need to get ready for a game. What you putting
yeah,
on?
well, yeah. Let me get my Spotify up so I can
You
start
know what's
adding these
crazy?
songs.
I want to pull up my Spotify. Um, I got this playlist called Motivate. It's Motiv8. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know what's wild? We're gonna have to have praise the Lord. A- ASAP and Scepter,
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun.
Ain't
You know what
nothing
I'm
wrong with
saying?
that.
Like you gotta have that in there with that little international flair as well. Um, I gotta have my boy Kenny Mason on there with Hit. Uh, um, there's this one song by this St. Louis artist named Chris J. It's called Back for Good. That's my track. When I was at the stadium doing my shoot, there was a speaker there, but I knew that I didn't have access to keep changing it. So like I literally kept that song on repeat for like 4 hours. Good song. Chris J back for good. Then we also got let's see, my bad. I'm gonna throw in Denzel Curry Walking. And then my last song is gonna be Zach Fox with his crazy self. The track called Bang. The horns in that track, like that's some game day feel. That's gonna get you hype, man. That's gonna get you hype. It might have to get censored out, but you know, this is my personal game day playlist.
For sure. All right, so speaking of that, staying within that vein, if you can only choose one song to turn up a stadium, what would that song be?
Oh, they put me on the spot. Woo!
You know, it's 2 cents. That's how we come.
Yeah, absolutely. One singular song.
Yep.
One. Can I use a lifeline? My lifeline is Spotify.
Do your thing.
One singular song. I'm just looking at my playlist. Hey, so my one singular song, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Earth Gang, and I'm gonna do Billy. That's the Earth Gang track. It bounced so heavy, and I hear that mug bouncing at big stadium like venues. Matter of fact, I can't wait to play that song when we test out the speakers there and just hear how it sounds. I'm gonna choose Billy with my on the spot answer by Earth Gang. Shout out to Earth Gang.
Okay, that's a good choice. All right, so you know you're an artist yourself. What's the dream collab for you? It can be an artist or it could be a brand. Like, what's the dream collaboration for you?
Oof. You know, so I've been dabbling back and forth for like, would the dream collab be me and Kendrick? You know what I'm saying? Would it be me and Cole? Would it be me and
or both?
Yeah.
I mean, you can put them all together. But what's crazy right now is that, like, I don't know, I got love for all of the GOATs, man. But like, I look forward to doing a collaboration with Earth Gang, JID.
I love the growth mindset. He said, I look forward to it like it's happening.
Oh, yes. Sure. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. All of this is a platform. Mastermind did not retire, by the way, y'all. I look forward to this collab, this soon to be future collaboration between, Earth Gang, JID, and this South African artist named Blackie, who is currently on tour with them. I look forward to that track happening. Really incredible artist, the guy from South Africa, man. He's honestly one of my favorite artists. He's on tour right now with Earth Gang, international tour. It's wild. Mm-hmm. So that's the dream collaboration, but that's the collaboration that we framed on 2 Cents, and so when it happened, we can just replay this video. And
yes, sir. Timestamp right here.
When it happens, it's time clipped, ready. We're gonna have it.
It's clipped, baby.
We're gonna push 100%. That out for sure.
It's clipped.
All right, so one question we like to ask like players and stuff when we have on the show is, you know, who are you choosing on your 5-a-side team? But for you, who are you gonna put? Who are you putting on your St. Louis artists 5-a-side team? So 5 St. Louis artists that would be on your quote unquote 5-a-side team.
All right,
you can include yourself as well.
I mean, I guess I will. I'm gonna include my guy curate. I'm gonna include Lonnie Rose, really dope artist from St. Louis. Oh no, I'm running out of names. Dang, I gotta have my guy Smee in there. And then there's this one artist who I'm really looking forward to in St. Louis. Her name is Sila. Um, she's still in the process of like putting out some stuff, but I feel like she's about to be a goat. So I'm gonna throw her in this mug with Sila.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a solid 5-a-side. I'm gonna definitely have to go look up a couple of them names, tap in with that.
I'll try to send
sure.
some links.
All right, most definitely. All right, so last one. Midwest barbecue. You know, you got KC, you got, you know, Nashville, you got Memphis, you got St. Louis.
Yeah.
Where does St. Louis rank in the barbecue wars?
Said we come to a game, we need that barbecue.
It broke up. My bad.
Oh, I said, where does St. Louis rank in the barbecue wars?
Woo! What you mean? What does it rank? And it's not even in the war. We won the war. What are we talking about?
All right, where are we going? We coming to St. Louis for a game.
Yeah,
what spot
sure.
we
Yeah,
going
where
to
y'all
in
going?
St.
Pull up.
Louis? Where we got to pull up to?
Dang it! Oh man, hold up. Wait. For barbecue specifically.
For barbecue. We come 2 Cents is coming to a game in St. Louis.
When we come to St. Louis,
we need a barbecue
where are you
spot.
taking
Where
us?
you,
I feel
where
like
you,
get the best barbecue.
I feel like if I butcher this answer, I might lose my job, y'all. So I'm over here trying to think real quick. What is our best barbecue spot?
It could be like you go to this spot for brisket, you go to this spot for the pork ribs, you go to this spot for like the sides. So if you want to stay politically correct, but we need the spots.
Hey, so if we keep it a buck, I mean, I feel like the best way to explain it is that you go get some of the best barbecue spots and some of the hole in the wall spots. That's just how it go. That's in my mind. That's where you're gonna get the true. That's where you're gonna get the. You know, and they need your support. All right, you know what I'm saying. So it ain't got to be one of them type of spots, but I guarantee it is that's where you find some of the best that St. Louis has to offer. It happens like that, as well as you can go. You can catch some real nice spots in the Loop. You can catch some real nice spots in the Central West End. Just don't forget about some spots on the north side.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
There we go. Had to protect his political connects there. I understand. What you got, Amobi?
We'll take y'all on a tour, man. That's how we gonna have to do it. I didn't avoid it that much.
Speaking like a true director, you know, you gotta take care of everybody. That's cool. But Mvstermind, it was a real pleasure. For people that want to tap in with you and connect with you on a further level, how can they do so?
Yeah, y'all can tap and rap with Mvstermind any and everywhere. All you got to do is remember one thing. My name is Mvstermind, and it's spelled with a V. So the A is an upside down V. Ding. The A is a upside down arch. But Mvstermind, Mvstermind. You can type that anywhere. It will bring you to my music. I make music. I make phenomenal. I mix, master, and produce my own music. By the way, guys. So feel free to check that out.
Let them know.
It's the type of music that's going to get your core straight. It's the type of music that has me moving the way that I move, doing what I do with full strength and purpose. And then in general, tap in and see what this music has opened up. And I want y'all to take a deep dive into St. Louis's musical scene. It's now time, by the way. The St. Louis is ready, and we are here to we about to get this whole gateway situation back cracking. You know what I'm saying? We ready to have people being magnetized back to the city to enjoy what it has to offer, but to also to invite people to get what they need here, just like the gateway used to be. You know, people used to come from all over this place to come to St. Louis to be able to be ready for the world. And in my own personal life, that is what I work and do as an artist, as a community leader, and then with City and SC, that's what we doing. So that's the spiel. Catch Mastermind any and everywhere. Be a part of the journey. Tap in with the music. Tap in with St. Louis, and that's what's happening. Oh, can I give one random shout out?
Mastermind.com will be in the show notes.
Can I give one random shout out? This is very shameless.
Let's get it.
Thing.
These people, this is amazing, phenomenal clothing brand here in St. Louis. So if y'all come here, well, when y'all come here for the game, best believe you got some Pro Field hats from courtesy of Mastermind and the City fam. We gonna, hook y'all up with some St. Louis gear and some of our custom collaborations.
I look forward to seeing the SLC Pro Field 2 Cents merch collab. It's coming soon.
I look forward to it too.
we shall talk offline.
Putting things in order.
But with that being said, thank you so much, Mastermind, for taking the time.
Absolutely.
I know you're busy. Means a lot. What a great episode. That's our show for this week. Subscribe, rate, and review. It helps us get discovered. Follow us on the socials at 2 Cents FC Show. Check out our merch at 2centsports.shop. As you can see, me and Elle rocking 2 different hats, 2 different colorways. And then tweet us your comments on the show and any topics you want me or Elle to discuss. Once again, make sure you check the show notes and description too for Mastermind's contact. If you want to tap in with his music, tap in with him on a personal level. But that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace out.